They told me, you can't do that here, Beanie. It might sound good in one of your books, but this is a construction site. You can't build a learning environment here. But I didn't start with a touchy-feely feel-good program or some poster. It started with a shelf. One shelf, a few books, a marble, a cricket ball, and a football. That's how you build a learning environment. Not with noise, but with signals. Signals that say, we improve here and we think here. We actually give a about getting better together. Human beings don't just need motivation. They need a purpose, autonomy, and a shot at mastery. When you build that into your environment, your team will grow and they will improve. And what happens next is they start to own the change with you. You want to build your culture? Start with a shelf.
All right, and given that it is Wednesday, we're going to drop a bold take, which comes from the book You Have to Burn Revenge by Christian Bukosis. Tomorrow, I have this man. Which side is he? He's over there. Bo, going to interview him on a video they're going to show you in a second. But this is a bold take I want to drop. I'm calling BS on all this. A players, B players, C players. Have a listen to this. On the other hand, if your team is just starting out, is a bit nervous, or is made up of average Jones and Joes, he's got in brackets, note, there's nothing wrong with average, by the way. I made a very successful career being very average at everything. When he says he made a very average career being very successful career being average at everything, he's an FA-18 fighter pilot, created a small team of fighter pilots who transformed 3,500 companies and helped a team win a Super Bowl. Then a brief offers a philosophy and cognitive framework for essential psychological safety and learning support to get them to the top of their game quickly. All this nonsense that we hear about, oh, you got to get A players. Most of what is referred to as A players that I've seen over the years, 98% of statistics are made up on the spot. I'm going to do one right now. I'm going to say 80% of what I've seen called A players, and this is across not just the construction industry, everyone that I work with. I work with people in real estate, I've worked with not-for-profits, I've worked with manufacturing, worked across everything, basically. What they're calling high performers are just people run around creating heap of noise. They're the best ones at throwing their opinions up and making a great deal of waste. 9% non-value added activity. We need impact players, not A players. Impact players. The All Blacks rule. No dickheads. They're humble and they're coachable. They like what Arnie says. They're useful. They like to help. They're willing to get things wrong, to experiment, to test, to improve. They'll lead without authority. They don't wait for someone to tell them, hey, go and fix this, or you could improve this, or you could do better. They'll turn up every day, they'll see the signal. Something's wrong, they'll stop, and they'll improve it. Specifically with not all of them know the ORCA process, but that's what my goal is, to reach them all with. They'll create lessons learned, photos and videos, and share those across their organisation, their construction site, wherever it may be, across their industry. The project director isn't necessarily the most influential person on your project, which is going to be a bit of a pill to swallow if you're a project director or if you're a PM or high up. One junior person can change your whole project. This is what I'm going to talk to Bill about tomorrow.
It's interesting. You can be a junior person in an organization and not a leader, but be so good at your job and be so insightful and be so crystal clear about your direction. You within the team start to drive the behavioral change because the leader doesn't want to show up and for you to look better than them. Now, in a toxic culture, you'll probably get fired. That's a gift. That's lucky you. In an environment where the culture's a bit, meh, is what it is. We do what we do, clock in, clock out. That one person, and I've seen this, I've watched this happen in organizations of 250,000 people and watched one person start to think and act differently, and it becomes infectious. And I watched it go from him to his team of 8 to his department until 4 years later, the whole organization culture had lifted. It's interesting. You can be a junior person in.
Everyone says to me, can't turn C player into an A player, Beanie. I got 2 words. Tom Brady. No one wanted him. He's too slow. He's too small. Didn't have the physical attributes required. Couldn't throw. Impact players is what we want. Stop with the nonsense about A, B and C players. Right. Get off my high horse now. And we'll do our ORCA. New ORCA debrief. I'll take a player that'll turn up every day and run this cycle over any of these clowns. Run around, phone glued to their ear and radio going on, and they got 16 things texting and all sorts of nonsense going on. Do ORCA debrief. I must be very tired today. Now it's going to say, Brian, I'm still going to complain. Can't complain when it does. We're told it to do because we give it the business every time it doesn't do what we told it to do. Now, this week, working with a client, so I'm putting in reasonable sort of days and coming home, trying to keep up my LinkedIn, or not trying to, keeping up my LinkedIn pace that I've been doing all year. Day 122 today. Day 122. The days when you don't feel like doing the debrief the most are the days when you actually need to do it the most. That's what's been a standout for me. It is Wednesday, the 25th of March, 2026. It is 6:46 p.m. and we're in Beanie's office. Bunnies. Objective of the mission. The objective of today's mission was to get an interview locked in with Christian Bukosis for tomorrow. Yes. ChatGPT seems to be getting slower and slower and slower. I'll tell you what, I'm swapping to Claude at the moment, and I can't wait to completely get on and start running Claude for next week. It eats ChatGPT live. It's like using a shotgun against a cap gun. Interview is booked in, locked in for tomorrow. I've done the prep work. I know what the interview is about, and it's ready to go. Yes. What caused those results? I took action. Saw a video that Boo put up on a specific topic, which is how one junior person changed a 250,000 person organisation. Because I've been doing ORCA all of this time, Boo has seen me doing that on LinkedIn. It's built a relationship there. comment on a lot of his stuff, and I added value before I went and asked him for something in return. Consistent visible action and prior engagement build a relationship leading to the interview being secured. Is this correct? Yes. Oh man, we're going to get our 15 minutes up tonight. Oh, come on, we can do it. We'd at least get one box ticked off today. Right, the new actions on your whiteboard, including who owns the actions. Upload a photo once complete. What is the date today? 25th, so next one's the 26th. I didn't put focus mode on again. Cool, that's all good. I'll get back to him in a minute. Man, I'm tired tonight. Come on. Follow me around. We go, wait, put wrong dates up, 26. Oh, it's 25. 26. We're a day behind. 6. 26. So the actions are going to stay the same. We'll just change the date. A lot of interest in this process at the minute. Some call with some lads up in Darwin about it yesterday. They've passed on the info to one of their old mates over in WA. I'll do a call with him about it next week to get some real traction. Definition of done. The live is uploaded to LinkedIn and YouTube. Yes. Handover notes are written, ready for me to copy, paste and give to Mox. Yes. Spend the day with a client creating new scheduling process for them. Yes. Right, done. Give it the business. Site does need more how. Needs a who. Or step up. Not the O player who. There's who's. Impact players. Liz Wiseman's book. Impact players. Don't have a copy. Do yourself a favour and grab one. Take it, use it, make a great week, and we'll be on live with Boo tomorrow. In today's world, incremental gains alone aren't going to cut it. Most teams are anchored to what they think is realistic. So they aim for a 10% gain and they call that ambitious. But as Joe Polish is famous for saying, if you want to make a breakthrough, sometimes you got to break some things. The first thing you need to break is what your team's anchored to then find your real constraint and work out what moves the needle. If you want to see how I do that in the Unboxed workshop, then here's a sneak peek.